Hey, Canucks fans, let's unpack this Brock Besser situation a little bit, and I answer all of your questions. I'm Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks Take All in One Take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary for Sunday, December the 4th. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. Thanks to everyone who joined me for Game Over Vancouver last night. Canucks won 3-2, beating the Arizona Coyotes in overtime. And tonight, I'm back with my own regular live stream at 10:30 p.m. So I hope you join me then. Now I'm going to talk about this Brock Besser situation. I want to do that at the end of this video. I'll answer your questions first, and the last question just happens to be a Brock Besser, so it will be a nice little segue. So let's get to your questions now in my weekly Ask Me Anything. Eli says, with the Canucks coming up, with Christmas coming up, and given how the season's gone for them so far, what's one realistic thing? So it can't be getting McDavid, it can't be winning the cup. What's one realistic thing that you would put on the top of your wish list if you were the Canucks? I think I want the Canucks to make the playoffs. I know I might be in the minority. So I think contributions from guys like Boeser and Garland are at the top of my list. I'm not worried about the Horvats, the Petterssons, the Millers, the Hughes of the world. So I think contributions from Boeser and Garland, secondary scoring, not even like bottom six scoring, even though they're playing in the bottom six. Secondary scoring right now, it would be, I think, one thing that would really help this team. Another thing would be maybe less Riley Stillman. It sounds kind of bad, and maybe some help on the right side of the blue line. But I get that you'd have to clear up some money to do that. So the one realistic thing is maybe more consistent scoring from guys like Boeser and Garland, and throw in Ilya Mikheyev in there as well. G13, aka Lil Hottie, says, it's funny saying that name, if Canucks were to now purposefully T-A-N-K, you guys know I can't say that word, purposefully T with Demko out for 6 weeks for Connor Bedard and get him, how would that change the Canucks? Trade, extension, and signing wise. Any team that wants to T, they don't necessarily dress their strongest lineup all the time. That's one thing you could do. Another thing is, the easiest one, you wouldn't do new extensions or sign new players if you're trying to T. What you do is you trade away your good players. So you trade away a Boeser, a Garland, God forbid a Horvat, and then what you do is you take on cap, guys with expiring cap deals, and you get more picks and prospects. So that's the clearest way to T, is that you don't dress the strongest lineup, although you got to still dress a decent lineup. But more importantly, you trade away current good players for future considerations. And those considerations, like I said, are picks, prospects, and then potential salary cap room. Joe Pratt, and aka Little Hottie, didn't you say that you're going to cheer for another team now? So what are you still doing here? I'm just kidding. I'm happy that you're here. Joe Pratt, who makes the best winger for Bo and JT? Do they need a good defensive winger on their line or a prolific scorer? Bo and JT. Bo is not a playmaker. JT is a playmaker, but he can shoot. The best winger for them, I think, is someone who's got defensive responsibilities. I don't worry so much about their offense. Yeah, so exactly what you said, a good defensive winger. I don't think they need a prolific scorer. Horvat and JT will do enough of that on their own. So who is the Canucks' best defensive forward? Well, it's Pettersson, but you can't take him out of the middle just to play with. So then after that, I don't know, do you try Mikheyev with them? Maybe you try Mikheyev with them. Mikheyev is known to be pretty good defensively because of his speed and stuff. So imagine a lineup that has Bo, JT, Mikheyev, and then Pettersson, Kuzmenko, and Boeser. Although, can you play Kuzmenko on the left and Boeser on the right? We'll see. But yeah, I would say Mikheyev might be a good fit with them. Peter, some fans want to rebuild, but some fans want playoffs, especially the owner. But what do you truly want from the Canucks, Clay? Peter, good question. I'll just say it. I want the Canucks to make the playoffs because I love the excitement of playoff hockey. The revenue didn't matter to me, but it's more the playoff hockey and the chance to win the cup. I get that as soon as I say that, people say, oh, what are you talking about? You got to think big picture. You got to think that the Canucks got to rebuild now, retool, whatever the word is, and getting in the playoffs and then losing one round just doesn't cut it. I have time for that argument, but you ask me, what do I truly want? I want the Canucks to make the playoffs. I love going to playoff games. I love the excitement that takes place in the arena and in the city. Derek, Is this season lost and should Luongo number one be in the rafters? And how many games can we win with Demko out for 6 weeks while we fall to the bottom of the standings for Connor Bedard so he can get drafted by his hometown team? Okay. Is this season lost? No. They're only 2 games under 500, three points out of a playoff spot. Should Luongo number one be in the rafters? I think so. I definitely think so. And I think you can do that while still honoring. Kurt McLean's in the Ring of Honor. Luongo came after McLean. I think Luongo should be in the rafters. I've talked about that all week, actually. How many games can we win with Demko? I think we can still be at the playoff bar. So we got to win basically 3 out of every 5 games to be there, if not 2 out of every 3. I think it's possible. The Canucks schedule isn't that tough for the month of December. A couple games against Winnipeg, but a lot of games against weaker teams for sure. Finally, Burned, I'll answer this, and this will lead into my Brock Besser talk. Interesting, healthy scratch for Besser. Never mind, it worked. Haha. Do the Canucks need more of these gentle reminders? No, I don't think they need more. They've already done Garland. They've done Kuzmenko. You're not going to do PD, Hughes, Miller, or Bo. So I think they've scratched the guys that they can scratch. But maybe this one, because of all the drama surrounding it, will be the last of this type because of all the drama that took place. So Canucks fans, we know the story. I'll quickly go through the chain of events, and then we'll talk about how I feel about it. Brock Besser, destined to be a healthy scratch. Dakota Joshua took a spot on power play 2, and coming out of practice yesterday morning, it looked like Joshua was in, Besser was out. Then, during the first intermission of Hockey Night in Canada, Elliotte Friedman said the Canucks have given Brock Besser's agent permission to speak to other teams to facilitate a trade. Usually when you hear a team gives the agent permission to speak to other teams, it usually means that the team has already tried to move this player. Think of Michael DiPietro. Remember, we heard the exact same wording. They've given Michael DiPietro's agent permission to speak to other teams, and sure enough, a trade was brokered a little bit later. So maybe that's the case. Maybe the Canucks have been trying to move Besser for a little while. So then rumors out there. Then people connect that it's Hockey Fights Cancer Night, and Brock Besser has probably had the most public story of cancer when his dad Duke passed away earlier this year, and cancer is one of the many things that Duke battled with. So then, was that a slap in the face? Is that an insult? Whatever it may be. Then Besser takes the warm-up with his Hockey Fights Cancer jersey, and it says Dookie on the back, obviously a tribute to his late father. But Dakota Joshua is not on the ice. Then they play the game. Besser scores the game-tying goal, almost wins the game in overtime. We find out that Dakota Joshua came back after his pregame nap and wasn't cleared to go. That's how Besser got in. And then Besser, after the game, didn't want to talk about the trade rumors, talked about how it hurt him because he was looking forward to today's game because of Hockey Fights Cancer, how it hurt him when he found out that he wasn't going to be in the lineup, and that however, he feels that everything happens for a reason. I believe Brock to be a Christian. He believes everything happens for a reason. He gets in the lineup and is a key player in last night's game. So that's the matter-of-fact, no emotional response to all the drama that happened with Brock Besser yesterday. The healthy scratch part, I can take in its as a silo independently, because you can. And actually, I believe Boudreau when he says he didn't know that it was Hockey Fights Cancer Night. Now, Boudreau stopped short of saying, if I had known, I wouldn't have scratched him. He didn't say that, because he does have to coach a team. He does have to put a lineup on the ice that he thinks gives him and his team the best chance to win. So if that means taking out Besser, keeping Studnicka in, and moving Joshua up to PP2, that's what he was going to do, regardless of what theme night it was. I think it's great that the Canucks have all these theme nights. So that's kind of an interesting part. But I do believe Boudreau when he says that he didn't know it was Hockey Fights Cancer Night. Does it behoove the organization to make sure that Boudreau knows those things? That's a tough one, because do you need a communications manager or director? Do you need someone from game day presentation, community relations, to always make sure that all the players and coaches know what's going on? The thing is, Brock Besser knew that it was Hockey Fights Cancer Night, but Boudreau didn't. So obviously there's a bit of a disconnect there. I don't know if I would love to know your feedback there. Do you think the team should let the coaching staff know about these type of nights. And even if it doesn't make the decision for them when it comes to the lineup, maybe it sways them a little bit. Maybe it influences them a little bit. Maybe at least it's a factor, a consideration for them. So there's that part of last night as well. Then there's the part of Dakota Joshua's mystery illness. I know there's some people online saying Joshua faked or came up with an injury because he's so solid that he he wanted Besser to play. I don't go that far. I'm sure Joshua is a great guy, but if I'm in Joshua's shoes, I don't do that because you might not get another chance to play on the second power play unit and all the things that go with that. So although it'll be a real feel-good story, I don't think that that's the case. And then finally, Besser plays a good game, scores a goal, almost scores 2, including the game winner, almost. And then there's all these trade rumors swirling around him. I believe the trade rumors, I really do, because if the Canucks want to clear cap space to make moves, like I said earlier, like bringing in better defensemen or whatever it may be, then you have to clear space. And Besser makes over $6.5 million for this season plus 2 more years. That's a lot of money. That's $20 to $21 million committed to this guy, this player who's only put up 4 goals now on the season. So I think it makes, as much as I like Brock Besser, I really like him, I think it makes sense that the Canucks should explore moving him. So that part, it sounds cold, but that part doesn't surprise me either. Surprised that Friedman broke it or talked about it on a day where Besser was going to be a healthy scratch. Because remember, when he said that, when he talked about it on air, they didn't know that Besser was going to play. But maybe that's the whole point of journalism is you know that a lot of eyeballs were on it. You know there are a lot of people talking about it. So you got to break it as soon as you can. So really interesting situation here. I think Besser does play tomorrow against Montreal. Like, how do you take him out of the lineup now? And then you got to figure out another forward to bring out. And we'll just have to track how this, track out Dakota Joshua's injury is, and then track what happens with these trade talks with regarding Brock Besser. So there we go, Canucks fans. Some thoughts from me. Bottom line, I believe Boudreau when he said he didn't know it was hockey fights cancer. We can talk about whether or not someone else should have told him, and he should consider that. And really, the bigger thing is what happens with Brock Besser going forward. I say try him on Petey's line and see what happens. Move Kuzmenko or Mikheyev off there and try Besser with Petey for a while and see what happens there. All right, Canucks fans, thanks for watching a bit longer today, but I want to address this issue or this situation. Would love your feedback on any of my answers, or especially on the Brock Besser situation in the comment section. And don't forget to join me 10:30 tonight for my regular Sunday night live stream. Shout out to my sponsors, Van City Experts Real Estate, Perform and Transform, Personal Training, Weight Loss. Thank you, legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Justin Credible, legendary Andrew Chang, Hall of Fame and franchise members. Thanks for your support. Don't forget, Legends and Hall of Fames are Zoom chat at 8 p.m. tonight. I've sent you guys the link. And then finally, to all of you for continuing to support me on this channel. As always, subscribe if you'd like to, like this video if you'd like to, leave a donation, become a member, upgrade your membership if you'd like to, and leave a comment down below if you'd like to about the Brock Besser situation. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. Have a great day. God bless, and go Canucks go.